Hello Physical Fiends, it is Jordan here with another Worth a Purchase where I play a game for a short amount of time to see if I would buy it myself. Today I am taking a look at Super Robot Wars Y. You may have seen the previous video I did where I played the demo. Well, now I've had my hands on the full game for like 8 hours or so at this point, so I'm here to tell you my thoughts. And yeah, I haven't changed my mind. Of course I haven't, that would be ridiculous. Anyways, it released digitally yesterday, I think, on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, and PC, but this is Physical Paradise, and I wouldn't talk about it unless the game had a physical release, and of course, it does. It is, however, an import exclusive, which I will detail later in the video. I've linked them all down below in the description if you need it immediately, but first I need to talk about the game. If you have played any of the more recent Super Robot Wars games, X, Y, T, 30, you don't really need to watch this video for gameplay details because you've essentially played this game already. You might want to skip straight to the physical release if you need that. It is definitely a case of more of the same, with slight differences that unless you've played them back to back or you are a true hardcore fan, you probably won't even notice. The motto, if it ain't broke don't fix it, resonates powerfully with Bandai and this series. It's a tactical RPG that's a huge crossover and celebration of many anime series, most of whom I've never heard of before, but that doesn't stop me from enjoying these games, and for me Super Robot Wars Y is par for the course, but maybe a bit better. It has its own unique story where franchises collide. It's not like Bandai's other tactical RPG series, G-Generation, which mostly follows plots of the respective animes involved. This is a unique story filled to the brim with more characters you can shake a stick at. If I was being cynical, I would say it's a nice bit of advertising for all the series involved, but I shall refrain. It's a celebration. The story plays a big part here. There are long, drawn-out dialogue scenes played out in a visual novel-style presentation. It's dumb, ridiculous, and oh so anime, but it won't be for everyone. They are a guilty pleasure of mine, however. The game is nice enough to allow you to skip all of this if it's just a bit too heavy for your enjoyment. Although I will say, I'm anticipating the main story to be slightly watered down here, which could be a good thing for many people because while loads of people do love how never-ending they can sometimes feel, there are a few who do feel the campaign can be quite exhausting. A marathon. Obviously, after 8 hours, I cannot say for sure, but due to the mission selection screen and the wealth of optional side missions, I am assuming the main story has been reined in a little. It feels like in the other games, many of these side missions would have been the padding in the main story. So in a way, you're potentially getting the best of both worlds. You can have the long campaign if you want to, or you can just get straight to the more important parts of it. As I hinted at in my preview video, Super Robot Wars Y, while not a difficult game, is not pulling punches like I'm used to the series doing. When you're used to hitting every single time and taking enemies down in one hit, but then you come to this and you're getting some sweat-inducing 60% hit chances against tanky enemies who have the power to hurt you, yes, it feels good. It feels more balanced. It feels far more tactical than some of the more recent entries. I did have to consider who to use, where to place them, which assist to use, and when. You have to think, believe it or not. I actually felt, you know what, I should probably grind some of these side missions, because not only do you get points to upgrade your mech stats, items to equip on the pilots, give them new abilities, but you also, the best thing, it gives you a chance to recruit new team members. They are worth doing for that alone. You can get some pretty badass mechs and pilots to your roster. But if you don't want to do that and you're just gunning straight for the main missions, I think you will feel nicely challenged. And that's really the main thing I wanted to talk about for this video, because I do think that's always been the weakest aspect of the recent entries in this franchise. Yeah, they were badass to look at, and a mech anime fan's wet dream, but it honestly felt like you could press A to win. Whereas here, I don't feel like it is. Okay, some enemies are made of paper, but plenty are not. And when there's a massive battlefield with dozens of enemies on it, it makes it feel tense and epic. You do wonder, are my units gonna survive this? The rest of the game is pretty much as it's always been. Long story segments, long battle segments with lots of story and talking in them too. If you've played one before, you know what you're gonna get. The only problems I can foresee are either A, you don't like tactical RPGs, especially ones with extensive story segments, I get it, or B, you've played an entry before and you feel like you've had your fill, which I also totally get. As I said, you've pretty much played this game before, although I do think it's going in a better direction, but it's nowhere near significant enough for me to wholeheartedly say you should find a bit more room in your stomach for it. I do love these games, but they are kind of all the same. If you've not played an entry in the franchise, and you do like tactical RPGs, then you should definitely give one of them a go, and this is just as good as any of the recent ones, perhaps even better due to the difficulty. It's not difficult, it's just you do have to actually think. This is the 5th one I've played, and I still love them just as much, but it's increasingly difficult for me to imagine other people will be in the same boat as myself. Do not go into this expecting anything new. Now, I have detailed the physical release before, but in case you didn't watch my other video on this, I will go over it again. But first, if you're new here and you love physical video games, then hit that subscribe button. It will be the best thing you do today. You will get all your physical video game needs right here. Plus, I'm nearly at 30,000 subscribers, okay? I want to get there before my birthday, just slightly over a month to go, okay? Help me out. Now, the physical release for this game on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5 is only in Japan and other Asian regions. You will not find this in your local Best Buy or anything like that, but the good news is, those Asian and Japanese physical versions do have English, so you can import them and own this game physically. It will be yours forever. There's the Japanese release, there's the Hong Kong release, as well as the Southeast Asian version. While all of them do play in English, the Southeast Asian version is slightly extra special because the cover art is in English too. You can thank colonialism for that. But Japan also got a limited edition for both consoles, which includes a soundtrack, acrylic stand set, a figure, and also DLC content, of which the game has some very expensive DLC. You get premium music packs, 15 bonus missions, plus some future DLC to really ramp up the content. And these, by the way, are codes. They are not actually on the cartridge. In terms of the DLC, and if you get the physical standard editions, like you import the standard edition, but you fancy some DLC because it's just not enough for you, then the DLC should be cross-compatible between regions. For example, if you have a Japanese cartridge, you should be able to purchase the DLC from your local eShop rather than the Japanese one. You can access the eShop through the main menu of the game, and that will take you to the right place. If you want to purchase any of these versions that I mentioned, please check the links down below in the description and pinned comment. I've laid them all out there for you to peruse and make your choice. If you import from PlayAsia, you can get 5% off with my code Jordan2025. If you purchase from Video Games Plus, you can get free worldwide shipping. That's great! And any purchase made via those links helps support me and this channel in the best way possible. I do truly thank you so much. I got the news today that my hours at work have been cut down, so I could really appreciate the support more than ever now. I was planning on going part-time in the future, but it is a bit more sudden than I anticipated. Anyways, you're here for Super Robot Wars, not my personal life. Would I buy this game myself? Yes, I'm a complete sucker for these games, and I personally feel like it's heading in the right direction. I know some more hardcore Super Robot Wars fans will disagree with that, and that's fine, I respect your opinion, but I can't sit here and tell you that my Neanderthal brain wasn't pleased playing the series again. It's more of the same, just slightly better for the fact that there is a little bit of difficulty thrown in as a cherry on top. If you missed the good old days before the series ever had English, you're probably going to be disappointed. And also if you felt one 60 or 70 hour marathon of the other games on Switch or PS4 was too much for you, well, please don't buy this either. But if you have not dabbled in the series yet, or you can't get enough of them like myself, of course, it is worth a purchase. Let me know, are you ready for more, or are you disappointed? When I made the preview video, there was a surprising amount of negativity even from fans of the series. Who's positive about it? Okay, let me know. If you want to grab a physical copy, do so with the links below. That helps me out so much. And subscribe if you haven't already. And most of all, most importantly of all, have a fantastic day. Take care.
カーンのパワーを受けられるかよ。カーンのパワーを拳に乗せる。この一撃は重いぜ。当たらんよ。